Being used yet. First I have to just
Get yourself prepared.
yeah, sort of a little bit. Okay, here we go. Hi, this is Pete Howard, and thanks for coming by PosterCentral.com's video blog today. I've got such a cool vintage B.B. King concert poster, 1964, from Kilgore, Texas. And, you know, Texas Blues and B.B. King, and what a great year for him, so I'm really excited by this. It's actually, what's interesting is this is what's known as a tour blank, which I cover a lot on my website, and that means everything that's orange and down was printed ahead of time, and then the venue information in the top was printed in. And here you have the El Greco Club in Kilgore, Texas, and I'll even show you one quick example from our website of the same poster from a different venue in Manhattan, Kansas. There it is. It's also 1964. That's the way tour blanks were used pretty much for the year. So that's it from another venue. And there's probably, not just probably, there are others from other venues. Love to see pictures if anybody has one or seen one. But anyway, this is just, you know, you gotta love the way the poster layout is so cool. The Blues Boy, you know, that's where he got the BB from. It stood for Blues Boy. And here, by 1964, when he owned the road in the blues world, the Blues Boy is crossed off and King is written in. I'll give you a little close-up of that. It's really just a fun touch. And the bright orange color is so nice. There's 3 song titles for you in the little banner there. And it's just, you know, the way the letters, just and the musical notes and stuff. And of course, it doesn't seem to make too much sense today, but everybody always said and his orchestra and the orchestra back then. So, but he had quite a band. He had really a crack band, and I just love this piece. And it was a great time in musical, you know, history and stuff. In fact, October 24th, 1964 is the exact same date the Rolling Stones happened to start their second U.S. tour. That would be represented by this poster. This is not October 24, it's 26, a couple days later from Sacramento, but if you're a collector, you recognize that Stones poster. And they started that tour, and there probably was a poster made. That'd be neat to have this framed on the wall next to the Stones poster for the start of their U.S. tour, but anyway, let's get back to BB. One drawback of this poster that collectors don't like to see is it has quite a crease through the middle. And I don't want to flex it for you, but I think if I get close enough, you can see how it goes through his mouth, actually. And, you know, it doesn't hurt that it goes through BB in the orange and stuff like that. But, you know, going through the mouth or eyes is always a little bit tough, so I may choose to have a paper restoration expert take a look at it and try to fix it. I'm sure they can, but be a bit laborious when it goes through a facial feature like that. And, you know, it's a little bit tough, but hey, you know, I have posters in all different conditions in here and everything on the video blog and in my collection, and I like to point out all the things. This is really funny, too, on the back. Sometimes you just get crazy things written on the back. And here we have, basically, it looks like a child's road map written on the back in pencil. Undoubtedly done in the 60s. I mean, it could have been later, but undoubtedly. And what does that say? Detour 500 feet is the one thing you can sort of read on there. It doesn't matter. It's just a kid's, you know, it's just a kid's drawing. Now I feel like I have to show it. Detour 500 feet. So, you know, it's fun. Once I had a Ray Charles concert poster on the back. It was written, pick up your room, you know, clean up this mess and everything by a parent in pencil, you know, so that's kind of fun. Now, B.B. King in 1964, first of all, Kilgore, Texas was like east of Dallas and north of Houston and Galveston. So it was a great hotbed for Texas blues back then, and it was not far from the Louisiana and the Arkansas borders. So it's a real breeding ground for Texas blues. That's one of the things that gives this poster so much sweet character. 64 was a great year for B.B. King. He had How Blue Can You Get and Rock Me Baby. Both came out that year. And he was just a road warrior, as I said at the top of the video. He was doing like 300 gigs a year. 300 shows a year for the previous decade, for the previous 10 years. So he was just so into the road, and he happened to be peaking at this point because 4 weeks after this very concert up in Chicago, they recorded the show and released it as Live at the Regal, and it happens to be considered one of the greatest live blues albums. One of the greatest live albums ever released, and probably the greatest live blues album ever. B.B. King Live at the Regal. So if you have this poster and you want to know just what he sounded like, you can pop in that CD. And it's fun to read the reviews, like on Amazon.com, of the real blues aficionados, because it gives you an idea of how important B.B. was right now. One reviewer said, B.B. King's singing is as powerful and nuanced on this recording as it ever was to be before or after. His guitar playing is at its peak of expressive beauty. and far more tasteful and beyond the technique of what any other rock and roll guitarist was doing at the time, like Keith Richards or George Harrison, whatever. Yes, rockers would improve greatly in time, but this was 64 and BB was the undisputed guitar king. And the whole affair is magical, a great night in recording history, just 4 weeks after this. So same tour, same band and everything. Another reviewer said, as a native of Memphis, I've heard BB on many occasions, but never have I heard him play with the same passion as he did on this live album in 1964. It may be the best live album ever released. And so, you know, it's too bad I can't say it was this night, but it's the same month, so you know just what BB sounded like. So anyway, that's it. I mean, you know, BB's the biggest blues name ever, and we don't know when he's going to leave us, but he's had decades and decades of great touring, and this might be his peak year, 64. And it's just a really sweet orange poster with a great early picture of BB, in addition to, you know, the Blues Boy crossed out and King written in. So he had been anointed by this point, so I just love it. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the poster. Thanks a lot for stopping by, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey, I have a lot of things to say.
You have a lot of things to say. Okay,
A
go
lot
ahead.
of things to say.
Okay, what?
Okay, so I think a couple times you start talking a little bit too fast.
Yeah, I know I do that.
You sometimes do that.
Yeah.
And I think. Okay, so I was thinking about this,
Mm-hmm.
and in order to get people.
Don't let her step on those papers, please, honey.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Oh, she was sitting on them like a minute.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I know you probably won't take this as an idea or anything,
Yeah, you never know.
but like, what people really like to see is a tiny bit, like what keeps them watching it and stuff is like a tiny bit of like humor.
Oh.
Yeah, and like you're lighthearted and stuff, but off of camera.
Uh-huh.
And this one you're basically just giving out facts. And like this one guy on YouTube named Nagahiga, sometimes I would watch his videos even if I didn't think they were that good, just to see the ending, because the ending he would always have bloopers.
Oh,
And
bloopers.
like if you add like some bloopers and you got you messing up and you going or something when you start messing up your words, like what Mom used to do or something.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Or you got like Misha jumping into the camera on a chair or something.
If that happens, I would leave it in. I've already decided if that happens, if a spontaneous event happens, I'm going to leave it in. Yeah, yeah. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah, and like that will kind of keep people entertained, and then they'll like start watching more of your videos and stuff, and then when they see those videos, then they might say, oh wait, I have that concert poster, instead of like never looking at your videos again because they thought it was boring and they didn't have that poster once.
What's an example of a blooper, for example? Like this is BB King, like read something that would be, make a mistake and then laugh about it or something, I don't know.
Or start talking about it and then just mess up your words and then go or something like that.
Well, rather than tell me, do it. Like look at the Blues Boy or BB King and do it.
This is BB King, and as you can see, like you can start going like that because you can't, because you have nothing to say about it or something, and then you can go, wait a second, I can think, I'll think about something. Or something like that.
Okay, well, you know, I've actually done that on some of my videos. I've made a mistake and I've just gone, oh well, slow down, Pete, relax, take a deep breath. I've actually said that on camera.
Yeah, or you could go, major brain fart or something like that.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I guess so. Okay, well, okay, let's go ahead.
Plus, like, if I showed my friends, like Nikki or something, and she saw the bloopers part, and they got a major laugh about it, and they told their parents, then maybe their parents would see it and say, oh, I have that poster, or something like that. Or they're like, oh, I have a grandpa that has that poster.
I have a grandpa that has that poster? Yeah, I suppose these do go pretty far back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea, then. Thanks. I like your marketing ideas. I like your creativity and ingenuity. Now if we can just bottle it and sell it. Look at the wind outside. Whew.